Welcome to Slick Talk Radio. It's Miss Iverson.
And this is Hunny. And today we're going to be talking about safety in Atlanta.
And in the world, but mostly Atlanta. Since that's where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just a lot of things going on with women, murder, kidnapping.
Just popping up missing in general. And
rape. Nobody got time for any of this.
I think the thing right now is just like accountability. You know, it was a time where, like we were just discussing, where men would walk with women to their car, or we traveled in groups, you know, in packs. It was like, my girl didn't go to the bathroom unless we all went, you know. So it's like now everyone just so siloed and want to do things on their own. And what is this, third story?
Yeah, it might be 4 because it's just been, even though it doesn't seem a lot, it's in the same like 2 to 3 weeks span, and it's just getting out of hand and ridiculous. Men, please protect the women that you are with, that you know, sisters, cousins, friend,
even your co-workers, you know,
without intention.
Yes,
just do it out the kindness of your heart. Like, you know what, I don't want to see anything happen to her. Let me follow her home. Let me walk her to her car. If you know it's late, let me make sure she gets in the house. People used to wait until people got in the house before they drove off.
That's like me. Like when anybody comes to my house, everyone always laugh, but they're like, well, why are you still standing in the door? And I'm like, well, I don't just close my door. I make sure you get in your car and it starts, you know, because what if it don't start and I done already ran upstairs? You know, I make sure your car starts and you can pull it off so I know that you're good. And then if I know you 30 minutes away, you know, I know, listen to text and say, hey, did you make it in?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you need those kind of friends in your life. You know, you need those kind of individuals that's going to make sure that you're good. And 2 is personal accountability. You know, I see girls, you know, they're like, oh, I don't care. I'm just going downstairs. And I'm like, well, with everything going on, let somebody know. I mean, that you're going somewhere. If you're going out of town, you're in an unfamiliar area, make a point of contact. I always tell people, like, when people are new to, like, going out here and dating, I have been somebody's safe, like, contact. So, like, if something's going on, they're
share
like...
your locations?
Yeah, share your locations. I mean, you know, it's just the communication. I feel like that is lost in our generation right now.
They feel like, if I don't see her on Instagram, I'll contact to see if she okay. Like, no, like... Let's normalize checking in on people, knowing that they're traveling, knowing that they're out late, working late, whatever it may be, because women too have to not put ourselves in positions for things to happen. Right. Like the lady that was walking her dog at Piedmont Park, it was 1 a.m. And I'm not saying that you asking to be killed, but certain places and certain times, you just don't want to make yourself available for people who's out here looking to kill, rape, all of these things. Like, make sure you have a buddy. Like dogs are awesome, but they're not going to save you from a knife or a gun. Like, let's be realistic.
Proactive out here.
Proactive. If you get off late, if you're a bartender or a waitress or whatever you are,
the girl.
Don't stop at gas stations at 3 and 4 in the morning. Like,
girl, look, hold on, let's stop at that gas station.
If you
we ain't stopping there during the daytime here in Atlanta.
If you don't get no gas, I'm sure you can make it home. Make it home and then do it in the morning when you wake up, when there's more traffic. Least likely to be kidnapped. You know what I'm saying? So let's make sure we're not putting ourselves in position for these things to happen
to us.
Yes.
Like I said, it really just goes back to that accountability. Like you said, that time, knowing when and where. Yep. And like you said, there are situations where some people have to be out there by themselves. Like,
invest in a firearm.
Oh gosh, yes. We encourage
Go
that.
practice.
I mean, actually know how to use it. I mean, it's sad when someone pulls out, you know, your gun to use it and you have the safety on. You think you're doing something and
you ain't doing nothing.
And then they use your own gun on you. So make sure that you are trained with it. Get some practice in on it, and you know, just care enough about yourself. That's the main thing. Don't think that you're that one-off. You know, we are encouraging y'all women that we're tired of hearing the stories. We hope we don't hear no more. But yes,
we are praying for everyone's safety. You know, that's all we can do. Honestly, we can't control life, but we can control what we can. And that's those things that we already mentioned. What else? What else kind of current events we got going on?
I know we got that whole PJ thing going on with the Britney and the yes, and the child support. Let me go ahead and put my phone up so we can read this one.
I'm gonna take a sip to that real quick.
Guys, let's just be blunt. Pussy is expensive. Okay.
And so are babies.
Yeah, so it's just like, look, where the story go? It's we're gonna pull it up. Brittany Reiner is her name, and his name is PJ Washington. And it has been rumored that he is supposed to be paying $200,000 a month for child support, but he's saying that's all cap. I mean, seriously, per his tweet, he said stop the cap, and that's a lot of money. I mean, he said it's 2.4.
Right. I'm sure he can afford it, but who really wants to give 30% of their income to anyone who isn't working as hard as they are for their money?
Right.
Like, I believe in men and women taking care of their kids, but I do not believe in overly paying. No child has to be taken care of with $200,000. That's just my perception. I was raised perfectly fine, and I can tell you for a fact that my mom didn't do it with $200,000 a month.
Right.
She didn't even do it with $200,000 a year. Like, let's be
real.
Okay, like, I don't know what kind of lifestyle y'all into, but it is not that expensive to
raise a child.
I think that comes from having their lifestyle supported, you know, and that comes with women. You need to go out and work and fend for yourself as well. Think
about that. That's just like, I guess on my end, because, you know, being married, being with somebody for a long time, I'm just thinking, where is the personal investment that these women are making with this money? You know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to pocket watch nobody. It is what it is. My issue is when this child turns 18 and these women are saying I'm broke, or the child is saying, oh, I don't have no money, my mama spent it, you know, on bundles, trips, and all this. It's like, you know, I mean, we keeping all the hairstylists, you know. You know, so
but not at the expense that the child is not being taken care of.
So it's like, you know, where's the financial, like you were saying earlier, the CPA, you know, where is that accountability with the funds? Like, something should be in place when you're getting that amount of money. I mean, that's just like someone hitting the lottery. You know, every time you see someone hit the lottery, there's tons of videos out here where you see they're broke.
Yeah.
So if that, and then not only that, the athletes.
Yeah.
How many times do you see rappers and stuff, you know, you watch the video, they're like fall, you know, their rise to fame and then their fall. Yeah. So it's the same thing with the baby mama syndrome. I mean, let's face it, you got a lot of IG models out here, they pop it for a few years, somebody grab them up, pregnant, bam, now they're like an instant millionaire. Okay, 20 years from now, they're going to be looking for that consistent income, that same lifestyle. And it's like, I don't think that part is fair to the child, because it's like something should be like a trust fund should be required. Yeah. That way, when that child does turn 18, regardless if mama broke, the baby's not. Right. You see what I'm going?
Because my dad gave you $200,000 a month.
And she's probably going to ask for increases every time his go up. Yes. Hers is going to go up. So it's, you know, I just wish more things were in place on that end, because, you know, you see the lawyers go out here.
Or set it up to where, like you said, it's going to the child's funding, and then they can't see
right, like say maybe 50% of it. Like if it is $200,000, she don't need. I mean, I don't think she would, but
it's just absurd.
It's a large amount. So maybe, like you said, 50% or 25%. I think should definitely go to the child's trust fund. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, I hope y'all
think about this.
Disagree. It is.
If you're getting $200,000 a month for 18 years, because the baby just was born, so she got about 18 more years of this plus more. That's $2.4 million a year times 18. 30. That's like over 36. That's $40 million that this lady will accumulate for having a child.
$43.2 million over 18 years.
Child.
So
I hope it's capped per his tweet, because that is really,
that's a lot.
That's crazy.
And like I said, no shade to anybody that is getting that or more. I mean, it is what it is. I know the child has to have the same lifestyle at their mom's house that they do with the dad's, or vice versa, because, you know, we're not going to beat up on the dads either. There are some deadbeat moms out here.
Yes, they are.
You know, we just want to make sure that the child is taken care of. I mean, that's where I always see, like, when you look at your blogs, you look at the news headline, it's always the mom screaming for the money. But then, like you were saying with Dr. Dre's daughter, I mean, we don't know all the ins and outs of that. But when you see the child that far off the wagon, like your dad's a billionaire and you have nothing, it just makes you wonder, where was the disconnect in the parenting, or the co-parenting? Where were the conversations that should have been had that weren't? That's really where I'm at. I'm like, where's the awareness? Can we get some accountability on that end?
Please and thank you.
Yes, because we ain't about being broke. We about these coins.
Yes. Speaking of which,
yes,
you guys haven't seen us in a while because we both have been super uber busy with everything that we have going on.
Yes.
And this is an example of making time for what you want.
Yep. And
I just want to encourage all the entrepreneurs, especially females, since that's what we target.
Yes. Our lady
to
bosses.
make time for those things that you start. Because as entrepreneurs and creatives, you have all of these things that you start and we never complete or finish or enjoy because it's so much going on in our minds. I don't know about y'all, but I sleep about 5 hours a day, if that, because my mind is like always...
It's always firing off.
It's always something.
It's always something. And, you know, like you just said, with the whole piece of making the time, it's just planning and organizing. And, you know, like we just discussed on my end, sometimes it's not about the actual time itself. So maybe you need to remove some things. Maybe you need to stop doing certain things. I know, like with me, I used to over obligate myself to certain things, and I kind of had to say, you know what? I literally, guys, I'm real big on a vision board. You know, I had to write it out. I literally have a chart where I'm like, okay, this is me, this is family, this is business, this, you know. And I had to I just sat there and start Xing out stuff. I said, I can't do this no more. Can't do this. Because you only got 24 hours in a day.
Right.
I think sometimes, you know, social media will have you thinking that you got to be superhuman and, you know, not sleep at all. I'm going to tell you right now, we about sleep. We do get some sleep every day.
Yeah, I be having to go to sleep.
Yeah, because I get hangry, you know. I got to eat and I got to sleep. Those are the two. You know, so, and I think once you start actually planning for things and being more intentional about your time, investing in those things, you'll get better at it.
Yep.
I mean, when you're trying to do too much, you'll notice you're only giving 10%. You're like, why I suck over here? Why this isn't excelling? But like, just like what you're doing here. When you said, I'm going all in, that's when it just took off for you. It was like you were scared. You know, both of us were business. It's just like
super scared. But
when we got intentional with our goals, and we're encouraging y'all to do the same, you have to do that, and it's going to be the hardest thing to do, but you have to do it in just in life in general. Plan out what you want and go for it. What you think?
I mean, literally, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You got to plan out success. I learned from one of my coworkers. He told me, and I will never forget, write everything down. Ooh. Just write it down.
She said, she preaching right there, y'all.
Literally, and cross it off your list once you do it. Like, you have to write stuff down. We have it all in our head, and it's never, like, written out or, you know, listed. Just write it out, and then slowly check off those things that, you know, even the small things.
Yeah.
Write them down.
Writing it down and makes it real. Yeah. You get where I'm going? Like, when it's in your head, it's just like a quick memory, you know, and then you might have a deja vu moment, like, oh yeah, I remember that. But when you have, and for those that don't like writing, there are tons of apps out there. Like, I use Google Keeps, Asana. There's different ones for project management that you can use to just put your goals down, depending on how detail oriented you are, and put them, like you said, mark them down. And if it's something that you got to do collaborative, put the person's name there. That way you just, like you said, just, you know what's going on. You can plan it. I might not do it this year, but put a timeline in it. That's another thing too.
He told me that.
I'm going to say right there.
Put your due dates.
Put your due dates. Because it's an open-ended goal. It's just there. But when you say, oh, I'm going to do this by the end of 2021,
a date,
it's like, yo, that day it puts that urgency on it. And you're like, you know, I got to get this done. 6 months, it's like, okay, you know, it encourages you to just stay focused and not allow yourself to get easily distracted.
Yep, because September 1st is coming, and that starts the last quarter of the year, and it's go mode. Fourth quarter should always be go mode. And, you know, for me, every year after September 1st, there's a lot of things that I say no to. And I just don't make time for it if it has nothing to do with my goals. Or, you know, the things that I've put in place and written down that I want to accomplish before the year's over.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, she's too good to be around us or to hang around us.
Yes.
It's not that. It's that if I don't meet this deadline that I gave myself, I'm going to beat myself up about it.
Right.
You guys might not know about the deadline, but I know about it.
It's an internal. Oh, yeah. That's a big one. I think a lot of times, you know, because you do share so much on social media, people feel like you're supposed to share everything. But there are a lot of personal goals that you hold dear. And if you are a serial entrepreneur and you just about your business, you know what we're talking about here. You are harder on yourself than anybody else. So when, you know, everyone else is like, oh, well, you didn't do it by that time, you'll be okay. And it's like, no. I did a disservice to myself because I knew I shouldn't have did this, or I could have planned this out differently.
And I could have, but I didn't because I allowed the distractions to distract me from my goals.
Yeah, so being focused is definitely, I'm going to be honest with you, that's what 2021 has definitely been for me. It's just pulling back a bit and just like, okay, what matters? What's going to help, you know, launch me forward? What's going to grow me as a person? Family, you know, just really tying everything in, and it's helped a lot. So I'm encouraging y'all to do that. We're doing it. We ain't telling y'all to do nothing that we ain't doing.
Yes. I would never. I would literally, anything we're saying on this platform, we've either put it into play or we are putting it into play. It's never preaching at you. It's giving testimony because we know how it is, or we've
been there. Yeah. Or we're there now. And it's just like, hey, you know, I think that's the thing. You know, we can relate to you. Because sometimes, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, when you first get out here in business, you see a lot of people. And the first thing my clients always say is, you know, I can't relate to this. And I'm like, yeah, because one, their goals should be yours. You got to make realistic goals for yourself. And just, like you said, achieve them. Knock them out. Hold yourself accountable for that. So, yeah.
So we are encouraging everyone who's listening to write down your goals, write down your, I guess, affirmations, your things to do. You know, don't just keep them in your head.
Don't forget to go subscribe.
Yes, actually, that's the thing to do.
Yes, go subscribe
and follow us on all social media platforms.
Absolutely.
Slick Talk.
Yes,
please and thank you, because we need the followers, we need the listeners, because there could be someone out there who needs to hear what we're saying.
Exactly.
And they don't know how to reach us or how to get to us. So please do us that favor, even if you can't relate.
Somebody in your timeline might be able to relate to what we got going on here.
Yes. So
let me close it out.
Yes. So
I think that was a good one.
Episode 6. We out.
Yes. Bye, y'all.
Bye.